Today I'm going to talk about the advantages of English. The English language is the most widely spoken language in the world. It doesn't mean that it has the most speakers, but when you consider that it's used as a second language, and it's the main language of international commerce and business, as well as international academics, it is the most widely spoken. There's a whole lot more people that speak English as a second language than speak it as their native language. Plus, English actually does have the largest vocabulary. Now, you have to understand that this vocabulary, in a large part, is a creative vocabulary that most people don't have a command of in the areas of technology and medicine. And it's based in large part on the roots of Latin words and Greek words. For a while there I taught medical terminology, and that was one thing that I taught, even though I'm really not into medicine. I taught it as a word course, and I just had my students learn the roots of the various medical terms, like gastroenterology. What's that? That has to deal with the intestines and the stomach. Gastro-stomach enterology. Once you start to learn these roots, it's easy to remember what they apply to. Okay? And so it does have a large vocabulary, but in terms of the native vocabulary that goes back before how can I say, the scientific revolution, it was mainly Germanic and French, going back to, 1066, when Normans came into England. And so English, while basically a Germanic language in the basic vocabulary, like the numbers, right, 1, 2, 3, doesn't sound a whole lot like un, deux, trois. That's like your base vocabulary, but then it's got a very large amount of words that originally came from Norman French. And that's why we have certain things like different meats can have a different name. So we don't say I'm eating cow meat, we say I'm eating beef, because the beef comes from the French boeuf, and the high class spoke French. And it's the same with like pork. We don't say I'm eating swine, and or a pig for that matter. And so it's got a very large vocabulary on several levels. And even though it's basically Germanic with a French overlay, it's still basically a Germanic language. Now, what are the advantages of a good command of English? Well, there's a lot of them, all right? One, you do better in school. The larger your vocabulary, the more you understand what's going on around you. You have to learn the specific terms in various subjects. And it also allows you to communicate better. But you have to watch out. Different people have different levels of English. If I'm dealing with people in the, let's say, the store, I generally don't talk in words that are not commonly used. You know, I can say something like, I didn't really understand that, in a way that's like, hey, that's less than lucid. You know, I've done that before, and sometimes store clerks will go, what? And I just wanted to see if they understood what lucid meant. And even though they do in one way, some of them, it's not the normal way that people speak. Now, you do better in school, and the results of that are a good command of English is you're likely to get a higher income. And that's a good thing, okay? because the more that you can communicate, plus there's the thing that you command a higher status if you have a good command of English in people's minds subconsciously. So those are a few reasons why there are advantages to speaking English and having a good command of English. So, simply and easily click on the like button if you like this, and we'll talk more about language later.